I wanted to talk about, why are there so many just really bad, dangerous truck drivers out there? Let me make sure my microphone's on. So, I've been noticing a trend here. All right. So, since I've been driving, I'm about 4 years into the game with truck driving, and I've noticed that the quality of the American truck driver has really gone down. Now, a lot of people like to blame foreigners. Um, where that comes from, the whole blaming foreigners, they are a problem, but trucking is really a right wing type of job. There's a lot of more conservative people in trucking, to whereas in tech and in like finance and something where you need a college degree, especially tech, that's going to most likely be liberal. Okay, tech is liberal, trucking and a lot of the trades are more right wing, but especially trucking is right wing. So, right wing people, they've been blaming foreigners for everything for years, right? And yeah, foreigners are a problem in trucking. But dude, I tell you, man, um, owner operator truck drivers are probably some of the most dangerous people on our highways today, right? Our owner operators. The other day I was coming down 80. I was, going over Donner. We're here on 80, going from like Northern California into Northern Nevada. And I saw a tractor trailer, a semi truck. The trailer was on its side. The roof had caved. Like the top of the trailer gave out. Like all the shit, like just broke the top of the trailer, and everything, all the pallets of whatever he had, was just in the ditch, in the divider, right in the ditch, and his truck was fucked up. It was just a total loss. Um, this dude's gonna go out of business. I'm getting unloaded right now, right? And he wasn't. It wasn't Swift. It wasn't CR England. It wasn't Western Express. It wasn't any of like the quote unquote usual suspects. You know who the usual suspects are with these accidents? Owner operator truck drivers. Now, there's a reason why owner operator truck drivers are such horrible truck drivers. Okay, so why does someone become an owner operator in the first place? Ask yourself that. So, the reason why somebody would become an owner operator, um, one reason that people forget is some people that want to get into trucking, they can't pass a background a background check to get on with like Swift or England or a mega carrier or a company because they might have a criminal record. So the only way for someone with like a really fucked up criminal record, especially like a recent charge, is to buy their own truck and become an owner operator. Because if they're not going to buy their own truck and become an owner operator, a felon with a serious criminal past might not be able to become a truck driver. So, what's the difference there, right? You can literally go get your CDL and become an owner operator like that. If you have good credit, if you got money down on a truck, you can become an owner operator and then go lease on with the carrier. Now, someone can correct me. Um, I could be wrong about that, but I've heard a lot of people get their CDL and just right away they become either a lease operator or an owner operator, right? And the difference between someone who goes that route, who jumps right into being an owner operator, there are people that come into trucking and they jump right into being an owner operator. And one of the reasons is because they can't pass a background check. When you become a company driver, you get trained, you go through training at these companies, right? Say what you want about Swift, but there is training there. Okay. Now, just because you get trained doesn't mean that you can't be a negligent driver after your training, right? But there's training, there's safety videos, there's more training if you ever need to, if you ever feel, especially in the winter, if you ever want to tell your DM, be like, hey, I want some training on winter weather driving. I want to be with the driver for about a week. They'll make it happen. Not to mention, there's a safety department that's tied in with that training. There's a nowadays a lot of the mega carriers, they got these cameras. I got one right here in my truck, right? That are like driver facing cameras and outward facing cameras, right? So us company drivers, you see how in order for us to keep our job, we literally have to be a little safer than someone who just owns their truck and they could just do whatever they want and they don't have a camera watching them. They don't have a safety department that's going to call them if they got too many like recorded events, like hard braking. If they've been following too close, like if they constantly get recorded events on the camera for having a short following distance, you know what I mean? So you see how as company drivers, how we get trained, and we got safety on our ass. So in order for us, like, dude, you can get fired at a trucking company as a company driver just for having these constant recorded events, and you don't even need to get into an accident to get fired from like Swift or England or JB Hunt or one of these mega carriers, right? You could just be that driver that's constantly getting recorded events, right? Speeding through construction, your following distance is constantly too close. What else? You constantly have near misses. If you have this on an ongoing basis, you're going to lose your job at a mega carrier. So what about owner operators? Owner operators don't have to worry about none of that. This is why you see a lot of owner operator truck drivers, and not all of them are foreigners. Not all of them are, right? Dude, you have oversized owner operator truck drivers going down the Grapevine, going down Donner, right on 80, going down to Tehachapi, going down I-70. Um, Take your pick, or just on the freeway itself. And we've all seen these owner operators, right? They're ass to ass, you know. They are ass to ass. Like there's a truck and there's another truck, and if that truck in front of the truck that's like tailgating him pretty much hits the brake, there's an accident, right? So I guess it's good that it's fucked up that you have fucked up drivers out there, but it's job security for us. So as long as these owner operators keep getting into accidents, right, this industry is never going to die, you know. But yeah, dude, that's like the main reason why there's so many bad truck drivers. I'm telling you, dude, from what I've seen, yeah, I've definitely seen rookie Swift drivers, rookie England drivers out here. Dude, I trained a driver at England when I was a mentor, and I told them, like, hey, this guy doesn't have no business driving a truck. He was falling asleep behind the wheel, and, they ran him through a few other trainers. And then a few months later, I saw him go over the curb. I saw him make a left hand turn from the inner lane when he was supposed to be in the outer lane. And because he was in the inner lane, he wasn't able to swing wide enough, and his tandems went over the curb. Now, he didn't damage nothing. He could have damaged the suspension on the trailer, but he definitely bumped up, and he hit it pretty good. And the curb was a pretty nice sized curb, right? But dude, like those are those things don't really happen that often. Despite what you hear, some of these accidents that you see with some of these Swift drivers, some of them are lease operators, some of them are owner operators just hauling a Swift trailer, right? Dude, I'm telling you, it's one thing to see something on YouTube like Bonehead Truckers. It's another thing to get out here in the field and literally be on, like, when you're in the seat and you're driving and you constantly see dangerous activity from these owner operators. Dude, I'm telling you, just like that YouTube short that I just did right now, I'd be going through like Highway 5 on going through Stockton. It was the 99 when Merced had all that road work. I think they're done with that project now. Finally, it took years, right? But these owner operators, they go through road work where there's a barrier on each side, and where it gets really narrow, we're almost, I think, like we should be able to sue the county for making the freeway that narrow, right? Because sometimes they make it way too narrow to where it's dangerous, you know. And what do you get? You get these owner operators going through road work where where the sign would say 55, 45, or sometimes even 35, and boom, speed racer going right on the left side of you through road work where there's barriers, and this motherfucker could take off your driver's side mirror, right? Can hit you, And dude, I've been past. This has happened quite often, specifically going through Stockton's roadwork, Stockton, California, on Highway 5. Dude, I've been passed about like 4 or 5 times now by oversized owner operators hauling an oversized load, going through the roadwork in Stockton, and they pass me up on the left, right? And they're going really fast, like 65 miles an hour through the roadwork, when the sign says like 55 or 45 miles an hour, dude. Horrible, horrible. You know, I mean, it's greed. It's obviously these people just don't give a fuck about safety. They're out to make a buck, and like every second counts for them because the rates are low. Um, hell, I'll give it to them. Maybe the foreigners have drive down some of the rates because they're able and willing to haul cheap freight because there's like two or three of them in a truck at a time. But dude, none of that matters once you get into an accident, and especially if you get into a fatal accident. You know, I don't think any of that shit matters. Something's going on right now. Can you guys see it? Oh no, someone's doing a U-turn. Look, speaking of the devil, get off. That's illegal. Speaking of the devil, just did a U-turn. Go U-turn, right? On a little ass street. Let me get you back on here. Yeah. It's funny, like a lot of the owner operators, they talk like they're, you know, like the top truck drivers. They talk like they're the alpha truck drivers, for lack of a better word. They talk like they're the cream of the crop, and they're not, dude. They're some of the worst drivers out here. I've even noticed it in my car. You ever notice, like, when you're in the left lane and you're driving in your car, and then out of nowhere, just boom, a semi just cuts you off, right? Because they're trying to pass. You know what I mean? Dude, you don't always need to pass another semi truck. When I'm on 80 and it turns into the 2 lane road and it's real windy and it's kind of narrow, and dude, there's a lot of slow ass truck drivers out here. Some of them, like, it's not even snowing. The weather's decent right now, and there's still just some slow ass drivers out there. And yeah, it's tempting to want to pass them, but dude, if especially like when there's a lot of traffic, when the morning's starting and the commute's starting, and there's trucks and cars, and they're all up in the left lane, you think I'm going to pass a slow truck that's in front of me? No, absolutely not, dude. I'm gonna just chill back there until we get into Reno, or until we get or until the freeway opens up into 3 or 4 lanes. Then I'll pass them. Right, right here in Reno, coming into Reno, dude. There's road work coming into Reno, and that road work is fucked up coming into Reno. Going out, it's not as bad as coming in, but dude, the lanes are like all over the place. Horrible fucking road work, right? And I get semi trucks passing me on this narrow road work where they're literally popping into my lane. You know, it just sucks because one of these days, one of these assholes could hit your truck, and it's not even your fault. It's fucking them speeding through road work and passing you through road work when the lanes are so narrow, and there's literally signs telling you to stay in your lane, and they don't stay in their fucking lane. They just got to go around you, these fucking assholes, dude. Yeah. Um, Look, when I see these accidents, um, look, we can't assume what happens in these trucking accidents. The driver could be at fault. I'm talking about, like, if there's a car involved, the car driver could be involved, right? But um, from what I've seen with these owner operators, dude, from what I've seen with these owner operators and how dangerous they are, when I see them in accidents, it's to the point where I just assume that it's their fault, that they fucked up, right? That they were driving like an asshole, and they're the reason why there was an accident. What's going on? FedEx is just chilling right there. What did someone say? JB Hunt is always cruising in the center lane, and they only go 67. How safe is that? Um, if it's an open highway, then yeah, I'd say that's pretty safe, right? There's nothing wrong with that because you could just go around them, right? If they're in an open highway, well, I mean, dude, because sometimes it's a little too dangerous to be in the right lane, and the right lane has a lot of activity going on. There's a lot of people stopping and getting on the freeway, stopping and going, you know, and so this is what I do. Sometimes I try to ride the center lane, right? So when I'm going through um, a city, right, and there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of people going on and off of the freeway, I'll use that center lane just to get through, right? That way, all this activity is going on in the right lane. I'll ride the center lane, comes down, and there's not that much activity, right? Dude, I mean, how could you compare that? The shit that I've seen, you're gonna compare someone driving in the center lane, just driving in the center lane, and that's all they're doing. You're gonna compare that to an owner operator speeding through road work, passing me in the left lane, hauling ass through road work, going through the mountains at full speed when it's raining, right? Going through these windy ass mountains where it's a two lane, where it's just northbound, southbound, right? And you're talking about someone riding the center lane. I don't think that's comparable at all, dude. From what I've seen, I'm telling you, dude, these owner operators out here, and yeah, some of them might be foreign, but dude, I've seen I've seen so many owner operators, and who just everything about them is just has just been all bad lately. Are they foreigners? They could be. They could be. I tell you what, they're not most of the time. They're not a Swift driver, like a company driver. They're not like one of our guys. They're not even like, dude, I don't even see Prime, like company drivers doing that kind of shit. I don't see CR England driving a fool like that. It's always these owner operators, and you can tell which ones are the owner operators, right? They're obviously not marked by a mega carrier. It's obviously not a Cisco truck. UPS, they haul ass through northern Mendocino and southern Humboldt County on 101. But when I see Cisco trucks, they're always safe. When I see UPS, FedEx, most of the time they're safe on Highway 5 or the on or Highway 99 or wherever, you know. But what I mostly see when I see reckless truck driving, right? When I see snail races to where they're blocking both fucking lanes and they're just causing traffic, right? When, it's always the owner operator that never wants to let you in. I never get UPS not letting me in, not letting me pass, right? I never get even FedEx not letting me pass. I never get CR England, Swift, Knight, JB Hunt not letting me over, not letting me pass. It's always the owner operators, dude. Always, dude. It's fucking crazy, right? Um, um, dude, you need to fix your grammar, right? This guy, I'm gonna read your stupid ass comment just how you wrote it. This guy need put out of service. Dangerous driver that put bad name to real trucker. Go back to elementary school, dude. Right? What's up, Andrew? But okay, it froze for a second. So yeah, that's my little rant, and I guess I'm testing out the microphone right now. I'm gonna do a pre-trip video later today, where I'm gonna do a pre-trip inspection outside of the truck. Then I'm gonna come in and do the air brake tests. I'm going to make a video of that. I'm going to make a video of landing gear, safety, and I guess 3 points of contact video. I'm going to turn that into a playlist. I'm going to try to knock that out by today or later today after I do my sleeper. But yeah, man. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, right? It's a little short live stream, but I really did this just to shoot a video talking about this. I'm going to keep the replay up, but let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. A lot of people are going to automatically say that it's the foreigners that are doing all this shit that I'm talking about. And that might be true. I'm sure there are a lot of foreign drivers that are doing the things that I'm describing. But it's not always the foreigner. It's not, dude. It can't be. With as much bad shit as I've seen on the road, I find it just really hard to believe that, all of these accidents that I've seen with owner operators, all of these dickheads on the road, right, that are cutting you off, that are snail racing, that are passing you through road work, that are speeding through road work, right? I just find it really hard to believe that 100% of the bullshit that I'm seeing from owner operators on the road are foreign drivers. I just find that really hard to believe. Now, I'm not saying that foreign drivers aren't a problem. I think they do need to read and speak English if they're going to be on our highways, because they need to know what our signs say, right? If I were to go to China, I would need to learn their language, how to speak and read it so I could be a truck driver over there, right? I'm not going to go to China and automatically expect to just hop in the truck because I do it in America. If I don't know their language, I'm not going to be able to be a truck driver in China, or at least I shouldn't be, because I, I don't know what the fuck, I'm looking at. It just looks like a bunch of fucking squiggly lines to me. So that's the same thing when these foreigners come out here. They don't know what our signs say, and if they don't, then they don't need to have a CDL. A lot of people don't need to have a CDL. A lot of them don't, dude. But, with that being said, I just really, really find it hard to believe that these are all foreign drivers that are driving like a dick. I just find that really hard to believe. I heard JB Hunt is going to mandate helmets while driving for safety. That'd be funny. I think you're trolling. That's a good joke. But, and Dan, I'm not specifically talking about you if you're an owner operator. I'm just talking about in general. And here's the thing, dude. If you're an owner operator watching this, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because we're all out here on the same highways. Just because I'm a company driver doesn't mean you guys specifically should know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys are the ones that are out here on the roads with me, dude. We're out here on the roads, right? We see what's going on, dude. What was it, a few months ago? Who was I with? Was I with Night Transportation? I think I was. When I was with Night Transportation, I was going through LA. I saw a tractor trailer on its side. I'm pretty sure it was on the 10, and this fucking thing was fried to a crisp. I saw that again. I saw another burnt down tractor trailer. Where was that? Was that 101? Yeah, I think I saw another burnt down tractor trailer on 101, right? Going through like Sonoma County or Mendocino or whatever, right? North of like Windsor, not too long ago. Dude, it's just fucking crazy, right? Someone said they're giving out CDLs like hotcakes. Yeah, like they're giving out these CDLs to just everyone. He is very dumb. Most foreigners, like again, I'm gonna read it just the way that you wrote it. You really need to work on your grammar if you're gonna be leaving comments talking shit, right? Because you sound like a fucking 5-year-old. He is very dumb. Most foreigner passed written test and driving test at their local DMV, not Mickey Mouse ATA training school. Not yeah, not Mickey Mouse at a training school. Yeah. Um, so yeah, that's just my video for today. Be sure to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. This is a live stream, but I'm shooting it just like it's a video because I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to post this, and I want you guys to leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. Have you guys noticed this on the highway, right? Um, Dude, I think that this wouldn't happen under Trump. This would most likely happen under a Democrat president. I think they need to, like, if you're going to be an owner operator, because there's no safety department with owner operators like there is with companies like, like mine or England or Swift. They have safety departments. I feel like there has to be some sort of like government oversight for safety with these owner operators, right? I feel like if you're going to be an owner operator, you should automatically get a camera facing you, right? That's directly tied into the DOT, right? Just imagine that. Just imagine if all of these owner operators, foreign or not, it doesn't matter, if they all had a driver facing camera. Number one, that would free up a lot of space and make the rates go up because you'd get a lot of guys that would cry and fucking just leave trucking altogether. Good riddance. There's too many of you motherfuckers out here anyways, right? And number two, that would make the standards, I mean, yeah, it would raise the standards and it would make the quality of the driver go up. One reason, I mean, dude, the reason why we have ELDs, a camera, speed limiters, radar, is because of the drivers from the past, is because of the old school truck drivers. The drivers of the past fucked it all up for the drivers of the present. They were the ones that were getting into accidents. They were the ones that were speeding. They were the ones that were out here fucking killing people on the highways by getting into these horrific accidents. They were the one, like, remember back in the day, the American truck driver was known to be like a meth head and to be up all night, right? That was them. That was them. And now what? And now what do we got? ELDs, cameras, speed limiters, radar, right? ABS systems that are attached to the radar, and sometimes the calibration gets thrown out of whack, and you be driving, and then you know your brakes lock up on you, even though there's nothing in front of you, right? If we didn't have fucking asshole truck drivers, mainly owner operators, driving like dickheads on the freeway, we wouldn't. We probably
violation 14-hour workday limit, 11-hour driving limit.
If we didn't have these fucked up drivers out here, we would have a lot more freedom. We would have a lot more freedom. We wouldn't have an ELD. We wouldn't have a camera. Look, people fuck things up for other people. That's what happened to trucking. People are wondering why trucking's all fucked up. Yeah, the freight brokers and the mega carriers and the government, but especially like let's just talk about the government. Okay, yeah, they get lobbied by the ATA, but shit like speed limiters and all that and cameras, dude, that the truck drivers, we need to take some accountability, right? We definitely need to take some accountability. Some truck driver, dude, I'm willing to bet probably 40% of truck drivers don't even need to have a CDL. Should fucking lose it. And it don't matter if they're foreign or whatever. It doesn't matter if they're foreign or not, dude. A lot of these guys drive like fucking assholes, man. Um, yeah, it's just sometimes it gets stressful dealing with these guys on the road. They drive like dicks, dude, and uh, you know sometimes they can't even stay in their fucking lane, dude. You be driving and they're in the right lane, you're in the middle, you're gonna pass them. You guys ever notice that when you're getting ready to pass someone and here they come popping out of the fucking lane and you got to hit the horn or something, right? To let them stay in your lane, asshole. You got a class A. Why can't you stay in your fucking lane? You know, because most likely he shouldn't have a CDL in the first place. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Be sure to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, this one dude's fucking an idiot or whatever. What's up, George? I'll see you guys.